Hello, world. Today, the Brothers Blue are going to be doing a top 5 NBA draft of all time. Not
For
like,
positions
yeah, not current players, but like historically, like who's
and
the
by
top 5
and by position.
and by position. We're going to start with point guards and work our way, I think, from the 1 to the 5 position.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do. Can we see the five on the screen right there?
Yeah, exactly. And
All right.
so to go ahead and get us started, that is Brother Cody.
And that's brother Kyle, and I'll list off our guards just so we're clear. It's Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, Gary Payton, John Stockton, and Chris Paul. And Kyle, I was going to defer to you because you were talking about how you think my sports knowledge might be a little stronger. And since that's the case, let's give you first pick and you go ahead.
Well, and like it sucks because people that you said, like I have a natural affinity for Gary Payton. But
There is some.
Chris Paul is just kind of like somebody I love. But if we're talking about one guards and best of all time, and my favorite, who I'm going to pick, it's going to be Magic Johnson because I think not only like is he like probably yeah he's a 6'6" shooting guard like or point guard, and
Right,
yeah that is itself kind of just points to the fact that Magic was Magic. Like there
right,
is and there never will be, or there never was, there never will be anybody like him. Magic
right.
Johnson changed the game of basketball forever.
Absolutely. And so I think actually something that we could talk about a little bit off camera and later is like that offense really is like the Showtime Lakers, like with Worthy and with Magic Johnson and all those guys and Kareem just flying up and down the court. Like that eventually led to, which I don't know if you know of this, but the Mike D'Antoni 7 seconds or less offense where
Yeah.
like they had that type of offensive mentality. Um,
Well,
Magic is a great pick, and if you're okay with it, I'd like to go to my pick.
yeah, that's fine. Well, just
Right.
the fast break kind of thing is sorry to derail, but yeah, no, they talk about one of the coaches who played or who coached for the
Yep.
Lakers and like brought about, like he pointed out, he was like, you guys
Oh,
are taking 13 seconds to
yeah,
score a basket, and it's like we can
yeah.
do it in 7.
I think that was Paul Westball,
Yes,
actually. Yeah,
exactly. Thank you.
right. So again, you showing off some knowledge, and yeah, I was able to nail it down, and that was Paul
Exactly.
Westball. Yeah, and so my point
West
guard that I'm Yeah, Paul Westhead. You're right, I think. My point guard that I'm gonna go with is I'm taking this guy because of the rest of my roster. And John Stockton is the all-time assist leader, and that record will like not even be touched. It's crazy how far he is ahead on that. Same with Steph and the three-pointers. So like Steph as a three-point shooter is otherworldly. Like there's no person on this planet like Magic Johnson. There will be no one before Steph or after Steph that shoots the basketball the way he does. And then Gary Payton's the other guy on our list, and then homerism comes through, and he is the glove, so he's one of the best defensive players. But I'm going with CP3 because CP3 can score with the best of them, and he can help create offense really, really well while also being known as an elite lockdown point guard. And again, like I said, I'm going with this guy because I think he knows how to play modern basketball in a way that would have been successful in any era. And yeah, and so not only that, but like I said, I think with the rest of my roster, he is the perfect point guard to go with them.
That actually makes perfect sense. Mine is 6'6", and he played 1 through 5. Like he literally was center once and played center.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Exactly. All right. So I get pick number two, and I know everyone is gonna be on me like crazy because I actually think MJ wins the GOAT conversation just barely. But I'm going with Kobe because of the homerism and just the fact that I'm the biggest Kobe fan that there ever was. Also, the CP3 to the Lakers thing got nixed by, I think, David Stern way back when. And so I'm recreating that team and I'm actually getting CP3 and Kobe to play together. So Kobe, lockdown defender. I think he should have won Defensive Player of the Year more than the one time he did. And that was something that we talked about the other day. Whenever the best offensive player came to town, whether it was Ray Allen or any of these other guys, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Gilbert Arenas, when they came to town, Kobe's like, "I'm guarding him. I am guarding him," and that was always the case. Michael didn't have to do that. Scotty did it for him. We'll talk about that later, but that's why I'm going with Kobe at the number 2 pick for me.
But that mentality, no, I got this. And yeah, so like, and I'll lead into what my real pick is, but I'm gonna lead into it like I said, because dude, because I have once again like an affinity, and this, he was my favorite player for so long,
Right.
Miller, and the fact that he's technically a shooting guard, and I
Right.
like always like kind of considered him like small forward, and this is something I hope we develop more. Like I just said, Magic Johnson is the 6'6" point guard that I picked.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Reggie is 6'7", so yeah.
Exactly. And so like I just kind of always thought of him as more of a small forward, and I just love him, but unfortunately I can't pick him because we're talking about GOATs and we're talking about the shooting guard position, and it's like, dude, D-Wade, Reggie Miller, like it's almost not even fair that like you have to compare, they have to contend with the GOATs,
Right.
Right. My pick for number 2 shooting guard, the GOAT, Michael Jordan.
Right.
So yeah, I don't really have any more to say to that. Is like you left Michael Jordan on the table, so I took it.
Right, exactly, and that's what you do. And so this is what's even funner about this position is you barely talked about Wade, which is fine, but Dwayne Wade dominated basketball for a period of time, and he has championships to prove it. Jerry West, you didn't mention Jerry West is one of our favorite players of all time. Not just favorite players, but favorite Lakers of all time. You know that. Exactly. Not to mention, we have AI and Penny in the honorable mention for shooting guards. And Penny is another one. Anthony Hardaway was 6'7". That guy was huge, but technically he was a shooting guard. And AI was the opposite. AI was like 6'2". And he was a shooting guard, but like, yeah, that's generally the height of a point guard. So,
and just to like this shooting guard thing before you go into your next pick, I am glad that you brought up Penny, because like there are people who be like, yeah, he was the best player in the world. He just had the worst ball up in the world as well. Like he literally like was the best. Like he was on the level of Michael in the era of Michael, and it was like, yeah, Penny Hardaway.
Yep, I agree.
Michael would run for his money.
Right. So, and my whole thing was if Penny hadn't gotten injured and Shaq stayed in Orlando, that essentially could have been the Kobe Shaq, but it would have been Penny Shaq. Like it's the same thing. It's a shooting guard that's really, really, really good on a Michael Jordan level, and playing with Shaq, who we will talk about later.
This is kind of a weird point that I do want to make, because I don't know if it'll come up later, because it's related to that, and that like I feel like Magic would have had like LeBron longevity. Like he played for a long time, but I feel like he would have played a long time if it weren't for the whole AIDS.
Yeah, I agree. So now it's your pick, because I took the first pick on number 2. So it's your pick, actually.
Yeah, so my pick at number 3, shooting, small forward, sorry. Small forward, the number 3 position or whatever. Yeah, just because it's still on the table, I just have to go with goats. It's LeBron. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't like LeBron as like many other people, but I do know his story. I know a
Yeah.
lot about LeBron
Yeah.
because I'm the history guy and I love sports history.
Yeah.
So the I love LeBron's story, and once again, the fact that he's on the table, it's just like, yep, I'm gonna take him. Sorry, and you talked about your starting, yeah. So like my three so far: Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James.
So this is what I was gonna say is I think that LeBron playing with, and that's the thing is LeBron is the player that is most like Magic, and people will say that, and I actually have said that. I think LeBron is more like Magic, and Kobe is more like Michael. Like as far as
Yes.
player comparisons go, that makes more sense to me. Real quick, I'm actually gonna take a pause and show the people our list because we forgot to do it. So there's our shooting guard list. MJ, Kobe, Reggie, Jerry West, and then the shooting forwards, which or small forwards. You got me saying shooting forwards. Small forwards, which we're doing right now, includes not just the one that Kyle said, LeBron, but we also have Dr. J, who else? Scotty, KD, and Larry Bird. Um, and so, what? You okay?
No, the amount of talent. It's like when we do directors or anything else, it's like, God, what do we pick?
And I do my research to where it's like it very, especially on this one. And this is what I was going to say is because I've taken Kobe and CP3, who are two modern era basketball players. Actually, almost all of ours, I guess, would be considered modern era. Um, but there's like the era before us, like like before we were born and stuff like that. And so, like, that's where I get really hung up on small forward because I want to pick Larry Bird because I love Larry Bird. Not only that, I think Larry Bird playing with Kobe and CP3 would just be like, come on.
Hold
But
on.
yeah, go ahead.
I have a feeling I know who you're gonna pick, and it's kind of the same thing where it's like, is this person really plays this position? Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
pick them because
right.
yeah,
Because when you're 6'10" and your wingspan is fucking 37 feet long, your name's Kevin Durant, and you are a freak of nature that happened to play basketball. And yeah, so I'm going with KD, and Kevin Durant is definitely my solid pick there. Scottie Pippen definitely wasn't in the running for me. Dr. J was a different era, but he definitely dominated his era. And Larry Bird might be my favorite basketball player of all time. So that goes to show you what level of respect I have for KD's game. The guy can just score from anywhere, and he can play defense on anyone. So yeah, he's that good.
yeah, no, like of modern. What's going on?
Uh-huh.
In the era of modern basketball, like that is like kind of what I was gonna say is like I actually thought you were talking about Dr. J because I just you were bringing up like all the older era stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, uh, KD, like, dude, come on, like it's just insane. And the other thing I was gonna say about the modern era is that I think it is incredibly unfortunate. Like, dude plays for the Suns right now, and
I
I
know.
for the Suns, but I truly wish that KD was still playing in Golden State with Steph.
Same. And actually, like I wish that him, Westbrook, and Harden had stuck it out in OKC and tried to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But I will
that,
agree, and actually, and this we've said this, Kevin Durant and Steph play really well together. That's just a fact of the matter. And
yeah.
that would be one of my contentions with your roster so far is I just don't know how well LeBron would play with Michael. But LeBron played with Kobe in the Olympic or on the Olympic team, and they played well together. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Well, no, I mean, Magic didn't like play well with others.
Well, Magic played on the Dream Team with Jordan, so that's a good example, actually. And so you actually have a Dream Team 1-2 guard because you have Magic and Michael.
I didn't.
So yeah, I didn't either. Yeah, that is the Dream Team starting guards. So you want to move on to power forwards, and that's my turn, right?
Yeah.
All right, so power forwards. I'm just gonna show them like this. It's easier.
I have my phone up. I didn't know that you wanted me. Yeah.
Oh no, I just meant for for the people. Yeah. So, anyways, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, and Charles Barkley. Again, a list where it's just like, come on, man. And I actually was thinking about this as well as like basketball got to a point where it was like spoiled with power forwards to where like even like mediocre power forwards were pretty darn good and like well respected around the league, like LaMarcus Aldridge, Al Horford. I know is more of a center, but yeah, David West, David Robinson, other people like that played the four position that were pretty good at what they did, but like when you play with Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett, you're kind of out of your league, you know.
Well, no, it's just fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess.
So with my team so far, I obviously have a ton of scoring, and so I wouldn't take Dirk. Like Dirk wouldn't be my guy. Charles Barkley, I've never really been a big fan of his game. I know that he is a good player or whatever. I'm just not a big fan. The guy I'm going with is who I think might be the most underrated player in basketball history, and that's Tim Duncan. He has, I believe, 6 championships. And yeah, he won them all with the same team. He never played for another team. Him and Greg Popovich, I'm pretty sure, have the most coach player wins. So yeah, his stats are just insane. And he's the big fundamental. Like that's his nickname. I don't know if you know that or remember that, but yeah, and it so fits him. That's what he is. And just to kind of finish things off, this moment is so chill. I want to call it Tim Duncan.
Yeah. Feel okay that I don't have a whole lot to say about power forwards because of what you just said. I'm gonna keep it chill.
Yeah.
It's like, how you gonna leave this on the table? If you're gonna leave these people on the table, then I'm gonna take them.
Yeah.
Honestly, Magic Johnson might be the best point guard of all time. Michael Jordan might be the best shooting guard of all time. LeBron might be the best small forward of all time. Giannis might be the best power forward of all time, like position wise, like, and the era and like everything. Like, dude, seriously. And like, this is once again like pointing back to every other list that we make is like, are you confident putting this person over the other people because they are such heavy, like, yeah, yes,
right.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And I actually thought you might go with KG because I think Kevin Garnett is also an underrated player. What?
I love Kevin Garnett.
Right, and I thought that was the case as well.
He's in the movie Uncut Gems, which you don't particularly like, but yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Dude, and yeah, it's like KG. He calls him KG. I'm like, yeah, it's good.
Right. Yeah.
Side point, but yeah, it's good. I love Kevin Garnett.
All right, so the last one is centers, and I'll put them up on the screen here in a second. I'm just writing down our 5 so far because I said I was going to and I forgot to.
So are you doing both of ours?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. I'll show it in a second. Yeah, I'll show it in a second.
No, you're good because.
All right, so the last one is the center, and this is. I feel like we got off track. Like I feel like you were supposed to pick last. Oh yeah, you do. But right. You have the first pick this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pick powers. Yeah, you pick power forwards first.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, my number 5. God damn it. This is the one where it's really hard, and I have to look at the list because I do have a copy of the list. Okay, because it's also basically like asking who is the biggest, who is the best big man of all time.
All time. Right.
So when I say that and I don't look at the list, I think Bill Russell. And I don't know if I said that, but I don't. I hope that's a surprise to you.
It is. It is. Because that's my thing is like all the other ones except David Robinson
Won like 10 NBA
have Lakers.
titles.
They all have Lakers championships. Like even Wilt won championships with the Lakers. Kareem won championships with the Lakers.
Yep.
Shaq won championships with the Lakers.
It's hard for me to not go with Kareem.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to go with.
Yeah.
And it's for obvious reasons.
And well, and it's not it's the right reasons that I like Bill Russell. He was like all about like, dude, the Boston Celtics had been so white forever.
I'll say this.
Red Auerbach was like, I don't care what you're the best player. I want you. Yeah, that's it. He loses it. What's going on then?